Okay, this problem is going to be a doozy. It actually looks like it should be easier than it is, but it is quite difficult. I want to find the probability that a phone call with a guy friend lasts longer than a phone call with a girlfriend. Once again, I'm going to call this guy X and call this guy gal, I should say, call her Y. And I want to find the probability that the call with the guy lasts longer than the call with the girl. We need to set up a very large graph in order to do this. And here's what I'm going to do. Anytime you're asked to find the probability that one of these two uniform random variables is larger or smaller, or maybe sum to some number or whatever, you want to draw a graph of two distributions all plotted up together on one graph. Here's what I mean. We're going to put the guy here on the x-axis, and we'll put girl on the y-axis. That makes sense. The guy friend's phone call ranges from 0 to 60. Whereas the call with the gal friend ranges from 30 to 120. And I want to try to draw this to scale as best as possible. So I'm not doing a great job to start, but that's okay. So here's 30, here's 120. And so my range, so what's my rectangular range I'm going to see here? Well, again, it's as low as 30 for a gal, high as 120 for a gal, as high as 60 for a guy, and as low as 0 for a guy. So this is my range of possible values. Every value in here represents a different combination of duration of phone calls. So for instance, I could pick this point, here. That looks like some coordinate like 10, 45 or something. So that represents a call with a guy friend that lasts 10 minutes and a call with a girlfriend that lasts 40 minutes. Okay, this just represents a point, or some other point like this guy. This point would represent a really long call with a guy friend, maybe a 59-minute phone call with a guy friend, but only a 31-minute phone call with a girlfriend. Okay, so now what do? I want to take a look at x is greater than y, or at least for a second, let's take a look at x equals y. Now, what does x equals y look like on a graph? Think about that. Y equals x. That's a line, that's a 45-degree line through the origin. So if ever you ever looked at y equals x back in algebra 1, that graph is a 45-degree line through the origin. It actually goes this way as well, but we're not dealing with negative numbers, so don't need to. So we're going to draw that same 45-degree line. Here we go. You can see why it was important to draw this to scale. If I'm willy-nilly with my scale, this line might intersect in the wrong spot on this rectangle. It might even miss the rectangle if I don't draw this properly. I know this coordinate to be 30. Why do I know that? Because again, this is the line y equals x. And since this corresponding y coordinate is 30, this x value also has to be 30. Same thing over here. I know this coordinate x value is 60, so I know this y value is 60. So I've got two separate regions. I don't want to draw on this. I hesitate to mess up my very pristine drawing. We have two regions. We have that side, and we got this side. And which of them, what do they represent? This side, and again, pick a point. If it helps, pick a point. So let's go back to this point here. I like this point. Now that I've drawn on my graph, I think I can label this point. It's okay. So I said this coordinate would be something like 10, 50, right? What does that mean? It means I talked to my guy friend for 10 minutes. I talked to my girlfriend for 50 minutes. So here, I'm talking to girl longer. I could have just said girl because she's the winner here. So let's say that she wins because I'm talking to her longer. Okay, I know it's just a treat talking to me. And bottom right is vice versa, right? I said this coordinate was something like, let's say this coordinate was 59, 31. Okay, well, I'm talking to my guy friend for 59 minutes, talking to my girlfriend for 31 minutes. Here I'm talking to the guy longer. So here the guy wins. So we see this region, this rectangular region. I'm going to draw this rectangle again. It's kind of partitioned into two spaces. A space where I talk to the girl longer, and a space where I talk to the guy longer. And now all I need to do is figure out what fraction of the whole area is the guy. Because remember the question, let's go back all the way to the question. The question wanted me to know, wanted me to figure out what's the probability I talk to the guy longer than the girl. So this is where I'm talking to the guy longer than the girl, and so as a result, I want to find this area. I'm going to use some area of a triangle, or at least I need to figure out, actually remember, I need to figure out what proportion, what fraction this triangle is of the whole area. So I first need to figure out this small triangle. I know this is 30, I know this is 60, I know this is 60. Oh, sorry, this is 30. Whoops, this is 30. I probably should label this as coordinates. So this coordinate is 60, 30. That's a little bit better. This is 60, 60. So here I have, might as well do this. This is 30, 30. So I want to figure out the area of this triangle. Well, area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So I have 1/2 times the base length is this distance 30 to this 60. So horizontal distance from 30 to 60 makes for a distance of 30. Vertical distance is from 30 to 60, another distance of 30. So my area of this triangle is 450. Now that doesn't give me the probability. After all, probability has to be a number between 0 and 1, so this is mystifying. But remember, you have to figure out what fraction is this area of the whole thing, okay? So we now have to figure out the entire area of the rectangle. That shouldn't be too bad because I know this distance, this is 120 and this is 30, so this distance vertically is 90. I know that across the bottom of this rectangle, it goes from 0 to 60. So I have a horizontal distance of 60. So the area of the whole rectangle, don't use a 1/2 this time, it's not a triangle, is just 90 times 60, base times height. So I get 5,400. All right, so the whole area is 5,400. The sliver of the triangle that I cared about was 450. I'm going to grab a calculator here. So I'm going to do 450 over 5,400 to get my answer. Looks to be about 8%. 0.0833 is my answer. The probability of me talking longer to my guy friend than my girlfriend is 0.0833, or better known, I believe, as 1/15. Let's see if I'm right about that. I should know my 15ths. Nope. Crap. 1/12? That's way better. It's not 1/15, it's 1/12. 1/12 is my answer.